Hey everyone, welcome back to my YouTube channel. My name's Meredith Phillips, and this is a really exciting video to get to share with you. It's already incredibly long. If you didn't look at the timestamp before you clicked, it's incredibly long. So very quickly, before I send you back in time to past Meredith to get this vlog rolling, a couple real quick notes. Number one, there are timestamps in the description if you want to skip around. The descriptions for the timestamps though do include a bit of spoilery stuff. So if you want to be surprised by how all of this goes, don't look in the description quite yet. Number two, I do plan to do a follow-up video probably next week that will be like a condensed version of the timeline of events. So if you don't want to sit through this whole thing, just be watching for that next video to come. It'll include like my final querying stats for the people who are interested in the numbers. And if there's enough fodder for this, I'll do like a Q&A segment. So if you have any questions at all about any part of this, let me know in the comments and I will put that in that video to come. Finally, one more real quick thing. I have to give two huge shout outs. Number one, to my longtime writer friend, Amy. We connected on Instagram back in like 2018 or something. We've both like beta and alpha read for each other numerous times now. She's been amazing. I've sent her so many voice messages and so many little like panicked things. And it's been awesome. So Amy, thank you very much for being my friend and listening to all of this craziness. Shout out number two absolutely has to go to Alyssa from Alyssa and the Books. I'm pretty sure you know her, but if you don't for some reason, I'll put her channel in the description. She also has endured many voice messages, voicemails, if you will, and I really appreciate that. She does hate words of affirmation, so I'm not going to say those things publicly in this video, but she is affirmed. Anyway, sit back, grab a drink, grab a snack, because this is a long one, but I'm really excited to share this with you. Finally, we're here. So enjoy the vlog, and I'm going to send you back to mid-May Meredith. Hey everyone, welcome back to my YouTube channel. My name's Meredith Phillips, and this is the start of Querying Chronicles Season 2, Episode 4. We're on 4 episodes at this point. That seems like a lot and not as much as it should be for the amount I'm checking QueryTracker. Anyway, still obsessed with QueryTracker, but that's not what we're here for today. I had a literal heart attack the other day because I got a reply from one of the agents that has my full. The reply was a non-reply though. I was sitting here minding my own business and my phone is like, ding, you have an email, and I look and it says QueryTracker and it says reply to query from this agent that has your full manuscript, and I was like, oh my gosh. Click on it, and she was like, hey, just wanted to acknowledge that I got your submission. Thank you so much. I'm hoping to get to it in the next 6 to 8 weeks. So anyway, it was like, it was nice. I was glad, you know, I'd sent it like 2 weeks ago, so I wasn't really expecting to hear anything quite yet, but 6 to 8 weeks, I'm like, that's great. Okay, 2 months, I can definitely wait. Definitely can wait that long. It won't be a problem at all. But like I hear other people waiting like 6 months. There's some people I've followed that I'm like looking at who've had queries for like 8 months, a year. I'm like, are you even gonna look at this at this point? Anyway, so that's the little mini update. I've gotten, I think, just 1 or 2 other form rejections since the end of the last vlog. Oh, I should maybe tell you, I am querying a Regency romance, a historical romance set in the Regency era. Yeah, I have a couple fulls out and we're just chugging along. I really need to kind of go in and do another little like batch of queries, I think. I've only got, I think I have like 21 queries out and unanswered at this point, which is fine. Like, that's not a little number, but I could definitely send out a couple more. And I am anticipating, you know, it's mid-May at this point. I really started this video in a very haphazard way. It is currently May 17th, but we're coming up to the end of the school year, summer, people are gonna be on vacation, parents are at home, agents are at home with their kids, you know. So I think summer generally tends to be a little bit slower of a time for agents, or they're, you know, they're just taking longer to reply, which is wild because they already take a while to reply for the most part. So anyway, we'll see how it goes. It is what it is, but hopefully I'll have some more exciting updates for you in whatever the next clip happens to be. Would that I were you and could just fast forward in time, but I am me, stuck on May 17th, and I have to wait this out in real time. So that's the update. I'll see you at some point later in the future. Hey friends, it is May 22nd. I just got another full request. Finally! I know I was in this lady's like maybe pile because I bet I was one of the oldest queries in her inbox for weeks now. Oh, okay. I'm excited. This is an agent that I think is relatively new to agenting, but her like previous work experience is very interesting in the way it would play into being an agent. Anyway, she's, according to her manuscript wish list, it looks like someone that I would definitely be interested in working with, but there's not like a ton of information about her out there. So she's not like, I wouldn't say she's like a dream agent because I don't feel like I have that much info on her, but I'm excited anyway. That feels good. I got a rejection like 30 minutes ago. So I was like, oh, dang. And then I got that one. So yay. Is that the pattern? I get a rejection and then immediately get a full request from someone else. Oh, that's all. Oh, man. I was so excited. I'm so excited. It's always fun when it pops up and is like, it's a green button for you to submit your thing. And just like last time, I can't do it yet, even though I'm sitting here at my computer on my lunch break because I don't want her to think I'm like crazy for sending it too fast, which doesn't make any sense. Okay, anyway, I need to go. But yay, I'm excited. Hey, I'm back. I'm in the car, obviously, and I wanted to give you a little quick update. It is Saturday the 24th. It's, I was about to say Labor Day weekend. Not yet. It's Memorial Day weekend. I don't have a huge update in terms of, I haven't heard anything else from anybody. But I did go through my query list, people to query list, and I sent out, I think, 6 new queries. I had gotten down to 19 open queries. We needed to bump that up a bit. I hadn't sent any, I don't think, in like a month. It's been a minute. So anyway, I sent out a few more. There's one in particular that just reopened after like 2 years of being closed. So, okay, here you go. And then there was another one that I'm very interested in. She has a new manuscript wish list. And at the very top, in all caps, she was like, historical romance. I was like, here's mine. So hopefully, I don't know, we'll see what she says to that. Feeling good about those queries. More to watch every single day to see if anyone's doing anything. I do think, though, I was going through my list of, people that are still on the list. This might be like kind of the last major batch. There's some people that I've just ruled out for one reason or another. There's other people that it's like they only allow you to query one agent at the agency. And I've queried the agency already, so like the rest of them are out. There's some people that they say historical romance, but then if you look at their wish list or like their website or whatever, it'll be like, I'm only interested in historical romance from like 1920 to 1932. And it's like, okay, well, mine isn't that. They have some other kind of caveat where it's like, could I query them technically? I guess, but it really doesn't seem like they're interested in this. And I really hate wasting people's time. So anyway, that's the update. We'll see how much more querying there is to do on this project after this. I'm sure there'll be a few other people who open up at some point that'll be like, ooh, here's mine. But this felt like, as I was going through the list, it just sort of felt like this is the last sort of like large-ish group. It's only 6. It's not like it was some big batch or something. But anyway, that's the update. I'll let you know when I hear back from anyone else. Hi, I'm kind of shaking. My heart is racing. So, I got an email. I got an email from one of the agents that has my full manuscript, and she would like to talk to me about representation. I was in the kitchen I was getting stuff out to start making dinner because it's 5:15 on May 29th. And my phone dinged and it had QueryTracker, and I was like, oh, it's probably a rejection from someone. I'm literally shaking. And she has some nice things to say about the book, and she says, I'd love to chat with you about representation. Please feel free to reach out to me at my email with your availability. Look forward to hearing from you. Have a good evening. I'm going to have a panicked evening. This is crooked. Oh my gosh. Okay. Anyway, I guess I'll just go cook dinner now. What the hell? I don't know what to... I'm just like, I'm gonna barf. No, probably not. I've never thrown up from anxiety before, but I have passed out. So we'll see how dinner making goes if I'm standing up the whole time. All right. I'm just like, oh my gosh. I'm gonna reread the email 17 times. And then probably reread it again. And I guess I need to email her later tonight. Not right now, because we don't want to come off as weird for emailing too quickly. We talked about that, I think, in the last vlog. I have a lot of YouTube videos to watch that I've previously watched in months and years past on the call. Oh my gosh, what the heck? What is happening? This isn't real. I'm freaking out. This wasn't supposed to happen. Like, I mean, you want it to happen, but also your chances are so low. Oh my gosh. This is there's not like a huge amount of information on the internet about this particular agent. She reps historical romance. She's been in the industry, I know, for like a while. But so anyway, I guess I have some research, like more digging to do. Buy one of those $10 day passes to Publishers Marketplace. Is this happening? My brain is going in about 15,000 different directions. Okay, fine. I'm good. This is exciting. I'm excited. I'm also freaking the F out. She wants to know my availability, which is hilarious because I'm like midnight, 8 in the morning. Literally anytime you say I will be there. What's today? It's Thursday. I'll probably ask me. I'm like, how about Saturday at 9 a.m.? No. Business hours. I'll be like, how about literally Monday? The earliest possible time. I got the email. Capital T, capital E. The email. Asking for the call. Capital T, capital C. Oh my gosh. I'm just like, I'm in shock. I have to look at it. I was looking at it on my phone. Let me make sure, and by looking at it on my computer, because it might be different there. No, it's the same email. Oh my gosh. Okay, I guess I need to go, like, live the rest of my day. Hopefully I'll stop shaking sometime soon, but I'm literally, like, coming unglued. It's fine. What is happening? I'm good. I'm fine. Okay, so I'm going to go fix dinner, I guess, and we can chat a little later. Maybe when I have more coherent thoughts. This has been recording now for 6.5 minutes. I don't think I've said anything of actual merit or anything. Okay, let me go because I really am I'm trying to process. She literally emailed me and said she liked my book and she wants to talk about representation. Okay. I'm fine. This is what I was expecting, obviously. All right, I gotta go. Hello, I'm back. It's basically the same angle, but it's a different day, clearly. So it is Sunday, June 1st, and I have updates to give you. Hopefully a little more chill this time. Like, we've had 2 days to sort of absorb what's happening and just like, well, it should have been just chilling, but I'm a ball of anxiety. So let me share what's going on. First, I received that email from the agent on Thursday at 5:11 p.m. I remember that because I'm crazy. Anyway, I emailed her back later that evening. I don't know, around 7:30. It was like a couple hours later. It wasn't like super late at night or something. Anyway, emailed her back Thursday evening and said, "Hi, thank you so much. I'd love to talk to you. Here's my availability for the coming week." Now, I did expect to hear back from her on Friday, because this wasn't just like a message from some random person in her query trench inbox, right? That she had reached out to me. She wanted to schedule a meeting, I assume like relatively soon. And I was expecting to hear back on Friday. I did not hear back on Friday. Then I was like, okay, maybe Saturday? Like, I know obviously that's not like a business day, but a lot of agents do work over the weekends. So I was like, maybe Saturday. Heard nothing on Saturday. It's Sunday. It's early morning on Sunday. Haven't heard anything yet today. I don't know if I'm going to hear anything today. I assume I'll hear something by Monday at the latest. I mean, that seems reasonable if you're going to schedule something for the first week of June, which is this week. Yeah, so I'm a little surprised I haven't heard back yet. But I also am like, is that realistic? It feels like it should be, though. This isn't waiting for a reply to a query or a reply to a full request or something that obviously is going to take weeks or months, to do. This is a little more of a, like, I would think a priority to some degree. I don't know. So anyway, I'm waiting to hear back on that. I did, however, hear back from another agent yesterday, Saturday. It was a rejection, but it was a personalized rejection. This was the longest email I have ever received from a literary agent adjacent person. I was really pleased with it, even though it's a rejection. So the email it's like a chunk email, okay? The early part of the email was like, thank you so much for submitting your thing, and I enjoyed looking through whatever. And she was detailed like different aspects of the pages that she really enjoyed. And then she was like, but we felt like these areas like weren't quite there, so we are gonna have to pass, whatever. But I was like, wow, this person spent like a minute putting this together. I was like, wow, it was just so many details about my project. And I thought, oh my gosh, like how much material did I submit? Was this like a first chapter? Did I send the first 3 chapters? I couldn't remember what the agent had asked for. So I went on and looked. It was only the first 5 pages. I was like, dang, you got all that out of the first 5 pages? Okay. You're smarter than me. Anyway, I really appreciated all of the details. It definitely has some points in there to like make sure I think about with a new project. It wasn't the agent replying. It was like another agent at the agency, like an assistant agent, junior agent, assistant. It wasn't an intern, but it was somebody else. Anyway, I'm not sure how their hierarchy works, but she was like, I know you are. I'm familiar with your YouTube channel. So hi, if you're watching, I really appreciated the email you sent me. So anyway, that was a fun rejection to get. It's always so weird to be like, that was such a nice rejection. Aw, like it was, but also still a rejection. But that's okay because they made it really nice. Anyway, so that happened. Then also yesterday, again, highly recommend not clicking the Data Explorer tab on QueryTracker, because you might find yourself in a situation that I found myself in yesterday, which was dumb. I'm on QueryTracker. Refresh. There's an agent who pops up as, oh, she's currently going through her queries, and she's going through them pretty fast. This agent just opened up her queries again for the first time since like last summer. This is one of the like top agents, I think, in the industry. Maybe, well, definitely in like romance. This woman has numerous like #1 New York Times bestselling authors. She's constantly making like big splashy deals. Okay. So she opened up to queries and I was like, there's literally no possibility for you, but you know what? I'm going to shoot my shot. So I had sent in my query, I don't remember, like a week ago. She goes through them really fast. And she's the kind of agent, she asks for like your name, your contact info, and your query letter. That's it. No sample pages, no synopsis, just the query letter, which is always so incredibly intimidating. She's going through her query inbox in chronological order. We love to see it. So I'm watching in real time as like my query's way up here in the list and she's down here and she's like reject, 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 reject. She's getting closer and closer to mine. And I was like, oh my gosh, she's going to answer me in like just a few minutes. There's a contemporary romance, a horror, and then me. She answers the contemporary romance rejection. And I'm like, okay, like one more and then it's my turn. Refresh, 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 refresh. She's taking a long time on this horror one. I was like, okay, maybe she's like asking for a full refresh, refresh. She didn't, that was it for the evening. She stopped going through her list like one before mine. And I was like, I'm sitting here on my computer, like my anxiety is like, oh, she's going to get to me next, which is so dumb because we know it's going to be a rejection. There's no possible way. Not to be like negative, but just like, you know, anyway. So I was like, you did that to yourself. You did that to yourself. But hopefully, I don't know if she's going to go back on today. You know, I'm going to be on there being like, hello, are you going to do anything today? So yeah, that's the querying update. Stressing myself out, getting really kind rejections, and waiting for an email to hopefully set up a call to talk about representation. I watched so many videos like on Friday about the call. I have all of the notes. I'll definitely link below to like some of the better videos I've watched that have been, you know, helpful or whatever. But in any case, I'm just hanging out and waiting. So I'll check in with you later. Hopefully I'll have some other little thing in between. I don't know. I feel like these are all just talking head clips, which I don't know what else. It is what it is. All right, my battery's dying, so I gotta go. I'll see you later. Hello, friends. I'm back. It is Wednesday. What did I put up here? Wednesday, June 4th. Is that correct? It is correct. When I tell you I've never been more anxious in my life, that's probably a lie. I've had some pretty anxious moments, but I'm pretty dang anxious. Let's just say that. It's Wednesday, my dudes, and I have a call with an agent scheduled for tomorrow, and I've said that out loud to several people at this point, some close friends, some family members, and even though I've said it, I've declared it out into the open, and people have believed me because it is in fact true. I am still like not sure if it's true exactly. It doesn't feel real. I'm just still sitting here just like, what, huh? But anyway, assuming it is true, which is wild, the call is set for tomorrow morning, Thursday, June 5th at 8:30 Central, 9:30 Eastern. I have taken the morning off work, so I'll be able to get up, get myself ready. I need to figure out what I'm wearing. It's a Zoom call, by the way, which we'll get into why that's a great thing and a bad thing in a minute. But I need to figure out what I'm wearing. I wear, as you know, if you've been here on my channel before, I am like the grodiest person. I wear old grody sweatshirts. I wear like yoga pants, lounge pants, pajamas on a regular basis, because why would I get dressed up for anything when I work at home? And so I was like, what clothing do I have that's like nice for a meeting like this? We're gonna have to go back in time in the closet. I'm sure I have something, you know, I'll find something. But I was like, oh my gosh, wait, I gotta figure out what I'm wearing. I also will, just in case you're nervous for me, I will be officially wearing pants, like not lounge pants, but like jeans or like dress pants that I haven't worn in 5 years. I don't think I'm gonna wear that, honestly. It's gonna be jeans. Because I am terrified, because it is a Zoom meeting. I do not want to be in a situation where I'm like, oh, hold on, let me get it. And then I stand up and I'm in like ratty pajama bottoms, you know? So we're just gonna be completely prepared for that. So anyway, I really didn't need to panic last week where I was like, she didn't reply back to me within 0.5 seconds. I was absolutely like just having a time. She emailed me back like the first thing Monday morning, which I was super grateful for. And we set up the time for this Thursday, which is literally tomorrow. That's great. I'm doing so good. She suggested the Zoom call. She kind of had a little phrase in her email, like, if it's okay with you, we'll do a Zoom call. So I guess I could have pushed back for some reason, but I didn't really mind. Zoom call is great and terrible for me all at one time. So let's chat about that real quick. On the one hand, because it's a Zoom call, I will need to be seated in front of this computer for the duration of the call. If I'm on the phone, I inevitably end up pacing, and then especially if I'm anxious, I get like out of breath, and then I just sound like I'm out of breath the whole time, which is, I don't want to sound out of breath the whole time. But because this is a Zoom call, she will of course be able to see me. So that means I not only need to be thinking about, okay, how am I responding to questions? How am I continuing the conversation, which is not easy for me. If you've ever been in person with me, I am like literally the worst at conversing with other human beings, especially if I don't know you. So that is like a conscious thing where I'm like, okay, must actively listen, must have response, and then must say response in a way that makes sense to the other person. Like that's like a process. It's not something that just happens for me. The other thing though that will have to be regulated is this. The expressions that happen on this face are on purpose. As I'm talking in a conversation with someone else, and even in videos, honestly, whatever expression is on my face is a conscious decision. Is this a moment where I should be smiling? Okay, here it is. Is this a moment where I should be like nodding thoughtfully? Like I'm thinking, hey, you better start nodding right now. And then like I start nodding. It's not just automatic. So I have to be doing two things at once on this conversation. It's the keeping up with the conversation, but it's also making sure this matches the conversation. It's a whole thing. The other piece of advice I've seen for the call is to make sure you take notes. You want to make sure you remember what was discussed. The idea of taking handwritten notes or even typed notes while also keeping up with the conversation and regulating the facial expressions, unthinkable. That is not going to happen. It's just not. When my anxiety is up to here, that's not a possibility for me. So my plan for tomorrow is to use the voice memo recording thing on my phone to just record the audio of the conversation so I can go back, obviously not to share anywhere, just for me, but then I'll be able to go back and review whatever was discussed, and I won't have to be trying to like memorize the conversation in real time and or take notes. Like I can't do that. So this is my accommodation for myself. I'm going to record it. Since Monday, well, really since over the weekend, honestly, I have watched every single YouTube video on the call, on I Got a Literary Agent. I've watched all of them and I've probably watched some of them twice. I'll link below. I'll create a playlist. This is what I'm going to try to do. I'm going to create a playlist of like every video I've watched, pretty much. All of the useful ones at least, and put it below. So if you are coming up on a call, congratulations. I'll share with you the videos that I found helpful. The other thing I've been doing in the last couple days is trying to find out as much information about the agent and the agency as is possible. Now I will say I've been on the internet for over a quarter of a century now. I'm pretty sure I know how it works. I'm really great at internet stalking, and there's really not that much information out there about the agent or the agency. It's an agency that's been around for well over a decade. I did get a month-long subscription to Publishers Marketplace so I could look stuff up there. There are sales, but not like a ton. You don't have to report sales though to Publishers Marketplace, so maybe they have more going on than it appears. But yeah, I have a lot of questions for this agent. I know that a lot of us who are aiming for traditional publication are really excited to get an opportunity like this to talk to an agent who is interested in representing us. I assume we'll get to that in a second. The goal here is not to get an agent. The goal is to sell a book, right? And you need to find an agent that you feel confident will be able to sell your book. I'm very much in a mindset of this agent on this phone call tomorrow has to prove to me that she's going to be able to sell this book. in a difficult market for historical romance, okay? And based on the information I know from the internet, I don't have that confidence right now. It's not that I've seen anything bad. I just haven't seen a whole lot of anything. So if you were to ask me right now, like, you have to say either yes or no to this agent offer, it'd be a no. Because I don't have the confidence I feel like I need. I'm very willing to turn down an offer of representation, which sounds insane. I know that sounds insane, but I've heard so many times that no agent is better than the wrong agent or a bad agent. And I am not about to get myself into a situation where I realize, oh no, I signed with the wrong person. So I want to be really thoughtful, really mindful about how I proceed from here. If you were here last year, you know I turned down a 3-book deal with a small press publisher, so I'm not afraid to turn down something that I do not think is a good idea for me. I'm really hoping that she proves she's a good agent for me, but we'll have to see. It's really weird because for so long, you're just the random writer in somebody's inbox. You're in the slush pile. You are one amongst thousands, and you have really not any power, right? You can't make an agent pay attention to you. You can't do anything other than write a really good book and hope they see it. But now the tables have turned. The tide has shifted, if you will, and I have more power now. This agent has said she's interested in my work in some capacity, and I can either say yes or no to her. And I also get to then reach out to other agents after this call is done, I assume. Let's chat about that real quick, because I'm assuming this is an offer call. However, there are 2 other possibilities for how this could play out. These are not likely outcomes from what I can glean, but it seems, they're within the realm of things that have happened to other writers. So I don't want to go into this call being like, this is 100% an offer call, and then be like crushed and disappointed with if it's not, you know what I mean? So there is the possibility that this could be an R&R, which is a revise and resubmit. She might get on the call and say, hey, I really liked your book. I really liked your writing, but these areas were not quite there yet. If you want to revise the project and send it back to me, I'll consider it again, which, you're given another opportunity. So there's nothing necessarily wrong with that. Obviously, we're all hoping that our book is already completely perfect and it doesn't need any work. That can be something that happens. The other thing that I've seen, this is insane. I think this is a super, super, super fraction of a percentage small kind of chance of happening, but I've seen it more than once. Thank you, Pub Tips over on freaking Reddit. Oh my gosh. But I've seen people who say they got on a call expecting it was an offer call, and then the agent was literally just telling them why they couldn't offer representation, why the book wasn't good enough. Why would you do? I cannot think of why an agent would want to do that. I do not understand. But and then that's it. It's just a rejection call. There's no revise and resubmit offer. There's definitely no offer of representation. Like, it's just them telling you why they're not going to take on this project, which is crazy. I don't think that's what this is, but I'm just saying it's out there as a thing that has happened to others. So I think the next 2 weeks are going to be just wild, honestly. I don't know. I don't know what to expect exactly. After the call is over, assuming it's an offer call, if she makes an offer of representation, then I get to go to all of the other agents that have my full manuscript, all of the agents that have my query letter, and I get to inform them, hey, I have an offer of representation. If you have any interest in this project, speak now or forever hold your peace, because this is it. This is it. What you're hoping to do in this scenario, in this setup, is to get more agents requesting to see the full book, and potentially get more agents wanting to talk to you and garnering more offers of representation. The ideal setup here is that you have multiple offers of representation and you get to pick, the agent you think is absolutely the best one for you. I can't figure out honestly how common it is to get multiple offers. I've searched, again, that freaking Reddit, subreddit, whatever it's called, the pub tips. It's actually super helpful. There's so much good stuff over there. There's a lot of people who will share their stats after they get an agent or after they get a book deal, talking about how many queries they sent, how many rejections they got, how many offers they received. And there's quite a good number of people who get multiple offers, 2, 3, 4 offers. You're less likely to get like 4, 5, 6 offers of representation. That's crazy. But like 2 or 3, like I've seen that pop up a good number of times, I feel like. So I don't know, we'll see, but it would be great to have options, right? The industry standard for replying to an offer of representation is 2 weeks. So if she offers tomorrow, I have until the 19th of this month to get back to her essentially and say, yes, thank you so much, I'm accepting, or thanks for your time, but I'm declining. So I could contact all these other agents and just get a bunch of form rejections, or I could get contacted for a phone call. I don't know. I don't know. We'll find out together. I cannot sleep. The sleep has been terrible. 3:30 is the magical wake up time. I don't know why 3:30. That must be like when my REM cycle, like I'm coming out of a REM cycle or something, because it's always like 3:27 when I look at the when I look at my phone to see what time it is. But anyway, I guess I'll sleep in 2 weeks. That'll be fine. So this is very exciting. It still doesn't feel completely real, but I guess it'll feel real tomorrow. Maybe. I don't know. What a wild time. Anyway, that's the update, and I will update you tomorrow once I've had a call with a literary agent. What even is happening? I don't know. All right, I'm gonna go. I'll talk to you tomorrow. Good morning. It is exactly 8 o'clock. My call starts in 30 minutes. I'm not chill. I keep trying to remind myself, like, this is really more about me interviewing her. She's already read the book, presumably likes it enough to, I'm assuming, offer representation. So like, I don't need to prove anything. I'm not the one applying for a job at this point. That whole thing, that's not helping. That's not helping. I did manage to sleep through the night. Wild. I had gotten in bed at like 9. I read for a little bit, and at like 9:30 I was like, okay, I'm gonna put away my book. I'm gonna get in, like, you know, snuggle in the covers, turn out the light, and I was putting my book aside, and in the distance I hear this rumble of thunder, and I was like, please no. I looked at my phone, the weather app. There is this giant blob of red and black on the radar coming straight for us. I was like, no, are you serious? So it lasted for like an hour, which wasn't too bad. The dogs were not happy about it, so I don't think I fell asleep probably until 11, and then my alarm went off at 5. So, you know, 6 hours of sleep, I'll take it. I can function on 6. That's good. I tried to eat a little breakfast this morning, but I ate like half of a yogurt container, so that, you know, that'll definitely sustain me. So I'm waiting. I'm ready. Here's the outfit. Okay. I usually would wear like I have a pearl necklace that I think goes really well with this, but also that seemed way too formal. So we're just doing this. I was like, I gotta chill. So this is like super stretchy, so it's very cozy, but I think it looks nice. I am wearing jeans, but they're black jeans, which doesn't really match this because this is navy blue. We're not going to talk about that, but I really have like not that much in terms of dressier clothing anymore. I was looking in my closet, like I have like 3 pieces to choose from. So we maybe need to go fix that. But anyway, I'm going to just sit here and stew in my anxiety for the next 26 minutes, and then we'll have this call. And we'll see how it goes. The dogs have a super special treat. Yeah. And that will keep her busy for quite some time. 8 minutes to go. I'm doing great. I'm gonna put my phone on Do Not Disturb so I won't be disturbed. Oh wait, I gotta use it though. I'm gonna do the voice memo, whatever. All right, got that all ready to go. Oh, fine, I'm good. Okay, I'm gonna click on this link. I'm gonna have this call. I'm gonna do a great job. I think that was the fastest phone call of all time. We talked for 20 minutes, which was fine. I got to, I mean, she kind of covered a lot of the questions I had. I asked all of the questions that I could think of that we hadn't covered that are on my list here. Yeah, she had some nice things to say about the book. She said she didn't think there was like a whole lot of revision ready. She had like one scene where she was like, "Oh, I'd love to see like a little more of this in here." She said maybe some line edits before going on sub, which would be pretty fast, I would think, to go through. Now I can breathe. I can feel the anxiety like leaving my body. Whew. That was good. That was good. Yeah, I have, yeah, I liked her. I liked her a lot. She answered the questions they had, like, you know, I was talking about the other day where I was like, I don't know enough to like make a choice. I know things now, and I think she sounds like a good agent, honestly. She seemed very enthusiastic about the project, which is obviously what you want to hear. So I have 2 weeks now. I have 2 weeks. So what I get to do now, it's almost 9 o'clock. Like I said, I think yesterday, I get to email all the other agents. Oh, and it was an offer call. I don't know if she was like, I'd love to offer you representation. So it was officially an offer call, which is great. I now get to email all the other agents who have my materials and ask them to make a faster choice than they've currently been making. Okay, because I'm so prepared, already wrote up an email or like a little thing. I'll try to link below to some of the places where I found like little template kind of things to look at in terms of how to phrase these. It doesn't have to be long. You really just need to be like, I have an offer, get back to me by this date, basically. So let me send these out. I'll show you where you do this on QueryTracker in case you want to know. But otherwise, I have an offer of representation. I have an offer of representation from a literary agent. That's a weird thing to say. All right, let me get to sending these little messages and see what happens next. Okay, so if you're here on QueryTracker, you're going to come down to one of the agents' names. You're going to go over to your active project and click View on Query Manager. And then you're going to scroll down a little bit, and in this activity section, you'll see a button that says Send Message. And then you have some options here. There might be reasons you need to withdraw the query, in which case you would click this one. This is the one I get to click, Report an Offer. And then if there's some other random reason, I don't know why else you would be contacting the agent, but you can do some other message here. I get to click this. It has a limit of 500 characters. How many characters are my little messages? Oh, it fits. Okay, good. Make sure you change the name. I'm actually going to change this Wednesday, June 18th. Okay. So I have two slightly different versions of my little message. One is for people who have just my query letter. One is for people who have the full manuscript. So it just needs to be this little short thing. I said, I'm writing to let you know I have received an offer of representation today for A Rogue's Guide to Winning a Wife. I've told the offering agent I need 2 weeks to make my decision, so if you have any further interest in the project, please let me know by Wednesday, June 18th. I'd be happy to send you the full manuscript for review. Thank you again for your consideration, and I look forward to hearing from you. Okay, right, Wednesday the 18th. Wednesday the 18th, want to make sure I have my dates correct. Yeah, I can't believe I'm about to send this message. I'm doing so incredibly good. Okay. Let's send some messages. The dogs did so good while I was on that call. Jade absolutely destroyed that bone. It's just like the littlest piece left. He didn't touch it. It's still intact on the floor in the living room. Anyway, but no one was barking. No one was crying about anything. So that was great. Finished contacting everybody. Now I sit and wait. I'd really love to, I mean, obviously everybody would love to have more than one offer so they get to pick. But I'd honestly just love to talk to another agent just to kind of see like the difference between styles and like questions they ask on the call and stuff like that. So we'll see what happens. There's definitely some other agents in here that I would love to talk to, but we'll see. We'll see. I am going to order myself a treat from Dunkin' Donuts, and nobody can stop me. I'm gonna get that ordered for myself. I think I deserve it. And if you disagree, I don't know what to tell you, but you're wrong. It's only 9:30 in the morning right now, and I told my work I wanted to give myself absolutely like the most amount of time for the call. I wanted to have time to send all the email stuff afterwards and then just like decompress a little bit. And I'd heard some people say that calls can last for like an hour and a half to 2 hours. So I said I was going to clock in at noon. So I've got a lot of time right now to just sort of like chill out, drink a fancy coffee. It's not really fancy, but you know, eat some donuts and just enjoy myself. So that's what I'm going to do. Hi. What are you doing, you precious little doggy? What a good girl. Hello, it's me. I'm back. It is Saturday, June 7th. 48 hours ago, I had the call, and it's been a wild 48 hours. Long story short, I got 5 additional full requests for the manuscript, which I sent out post haste, and I got a couple, like, form rejections basically on the query, kind step asides, etc., etc. I also got 2 messages from agents who were just like, thanks for the heads up on the offer. I'll look at your materials like really soon. So yeah. So that's happening. I've been really surprised. I figured, like, I've heard once you send out the little I got an offer kind of message, a lot of writers do tend to get additional requests for the full manuscript. So I was expecting to get like a few, and there were a few of these agents where I was like, I'm pretty sure I'm in their maybe pile. And there was one in particular I was really hoping I was in her maybe pile, and she did request, so I was excited to send it to her. There's been a couple agents though where I was like, oh, I probably won't even like hear anything from them, and they both requested, and I was like, really? Okay. I mean, here you go. Have a good time, I guess. So it's just been weird to see like who's requested and who hasn't yet. I mean, I do still have open queries that I haven't heard anything from. So yeah, we'll see how the rest of this week shakes out. But yeah, that's the basic update at this point. Oh, and I did get also, one of the questions I asked the offering agent on the call was I wanted to talk to some of her current clients. And so I'd asked on the call for some like email contact info, and she was like, yeah, sure, that's totally fine. And she said like, let me email them first just to make sure like they're okay with me sharing their email, which is fine. And then she just emailed me back like super early this morning with those contact names and emails. That was good. I liked that she like followed through on that. So I'll email those folks, I guess, later today and see what they say. As it's really just, you're able to ask like, hey, what's this agent's turnaround time on manuscripts, and like how fast do they get back to you, and what's your experience been? It's like that. It's kind of like when you are interviewing for a job and you have to have like references and stuff. It's basically that, which is weird to be on like the person going to the references instead of being like, here are my references. But anyway, so it's been going good. My anxiety is lessened. I know some people, I've been on that freaking Reddit pub tips looking at every single stats post ever created. And there's a lot of people who were like, oh my gosh, the 2 weeks to wait was like horrific and I hated it so much. I'm actually doing pretty okay. It's just exciting. It's just like fun. I mean, there's still a little bit of anxiety because I'm waiting to see like, is anyone else going to want to get on a call? But I feel like I'm in a good position. I have some sway in this conversation, right? It's not just about me like waiting with an empty bowl asking for some scraps of food, you know? Yeah, going good at the moment. So I'll check back in with you when I have more updates. Hey, I'm back. It's Friday. It's Friday, June 13th. What a week this has been. What a week this has been. Oh my gosh. All right, so here's the update slash I also don't remember whatever the previous clip to this was. I don't remember what it was, when it was, what I said. So bear that in mind. Monday this week, I got a rejection from one of the people who had my full. After that, it was crickets. Tuesday, Wednesday, and most of Thursday. Thursday, I heard back from 2 people who had just my query. They did just basically like a form rejection. So that was all fine. But this week has been so incredibly stressful because I've just been waiting. I've just been waiting to hear back. People have my book in their inboxes, potentially on their computer, on their Kindle, and they maybe are reading it this literal second. I don't know. So yeah, I've just been waiting to hear back, waiting to hear what's going on. So today what I decided to do, and actually I decided this like 3 days ago, but anyway, this morning when I got up, I sent pretty much everyone who had either my query still or the full manuscript, I sent them just like a little follow-up nudge, a little follow-up message to be like, hey, the deadline's coming up on Wednesday next week. Just hoping you're enjoying the manuscript. Let me know if you want to talk to me. You know, just like a follow-up. Let me just say, you do not have to do this. If you're in the query trenches, you have an offer and you're getting in contact with people, whatever. You don't have to do this like little update nudge in the middle of your little 2-week period here. But it's not like I've never seen anyone say like, yikes, that's like super rude, or, you know, that's unprofessional or something. Like, I've never seen anyone say that. Most of the time people are just like, no, you really don't need to do that. But 2 things. Number 1, I literally have nothing to lose at this point. What are they going to do? Reject me? Oh, okay. Join the club. Like, okay, that's fine. But the other thing I've heard people say is that you send them this little nudge, and sometimes you'll get additional full requests, or you could even get someone who's like, oh wait, I wanted to talk to her, like prompting them essentially into getting on a call with you, making you an offer, whatever. So I was like, I don't want anything to fall between the cracks. If someone got my full and they've just been really busy this week and it's just kind of like they forgot about it, like, let me prompt them so they have time to read over the weekend, whatever. So yeah, I would really love to hear back from any of those people. I did get back 2 passes on the query. Were they both personalized? Yes, one was just like, I'm so sorry, I'm not gonna have enough time to like do anything with this. So she passed, that was fine. The second one was like one of my A-tier people. She was really nice. She did a personalized rejection and she was like, this looks really charming, but she said she's struggling to sell the historicals that she already has, like, from her current clients. She was like, I don't think it's fair for me to take this one on too, which sucks. On the one hand, it's nice to know that she's not rejecting it because she saw some major issue with the work itself. She's rejecting it based on market and what she thinks she can sell, right? That's like totally fair. I get it. But it's so frustrating. It's so frustrating because, like, if it's a problem with my book, with my work, it's like, okay, that's something I can work on. That's actionable feedback. Saying there's a problem like with the market for that type of book is, it's just frustrating. I can't change the market. I can't make a new trend happen where people are suddenly buying historical romance again in droves. Like, I can't change that. There's nothing I can do about that as far as I'm aware. Let me know if you're like, oh, just do this and people will magically start buying historical romance again. That's just always like a kicker. But I do feel like of all of the personalized rejections I've gotten back, most of them where people were like, here's the reason I'm not going to be able to take this, or I'm not interested further. Most of the replies I've gotten have been people citing the fact that historicals are not selling well right now and they don't feel like they can sell it. So in a way, again, like in a way, I guess I'm glad it's that and not my work is like crap or something. So yeah, hopefully I'll hear back from a few other people today. I don't know. I don't think there's anyone who just has my query where I'm like, please, 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 please. I just hope I hear back. I'd really love to have a call with someone else just to kind of see the difference and give myself some more options, you know? So we'll see. We'll see. But yeah, I'm really stressed. This morning, I reached to scratch my back because it was itchy and I pulled a muscle or something. Like the entire middle of my back is like, it's not doing so hot. I'm like, oh my gosh. It's not a muscle spasm, thank God. It's just, I think I pulled something because I casually reached like this. Oh my gosh, it's so annoying. But I do think, like, I almost, not always, but like a lot of times if I have a muscle issue, a spasm, pulled muscles, something sore, whatever, it's almost always, I think, because of stress. So it does make sense that I would pull a muscle on this week where I'm just like, oh, yeah. So, oh, I can't sit like that because of my back. All right. I've been refreshing QueryTracker like all week ad nauseum. I will be glad when this is done and then I don't have to go on QueryTracker anymore. Although I will miss it, you know. We've had some good times together. Okay, that's it for this little clip. I'm gonna go finish that week in the life vlog that you would have seen some weeks prior to this. So when you see this in that prior video and you're like, why is she so stressed? It's because of this. Anyway, all right, I'll see you later. It is actively thunderstorming, so if you hear thunder or a whining dog, that's why. It is Friday still, 3:30 in the afternoon on Friday. About an hour and a half ago, I got a message from one of the agents that has my full, and she was like, thanks for the nudge. Could we extend the deadline to Friday instead of Wednesday? And I was like, what does that mean? It's fine. So I'm going to extend the deadline to Friday. I don't want to just because I like want this to be over, but I also don't want to miss out on like another offer potentially. You know what I mean? This is a really good agent too. So I said I would extend the deadline. This vlog is going to be like 2 hours long. I am so sorry. At least you get to speed through time. I have to live out the time in real time. Oh my goodness. It's fine. I'm just stressed. I'm so stressed. That's it. That's the update. We have to wait an extra 2 days. I feel like you've seen this purple sweatshirt so many times. Anyway, it's Wednesday. It's Wednesday the 17th. No, it's Wednesday the 18th. What is today? It's Wednesday the 18th. Today was the original deadline day, right? We pushed it. We pushed it to Friday. So today, I was like, maybe I'll hear back from her today so we can set up a time to meet if that's what she wants, like Thursday or Friday, right? Office, this is Meredith.
Hey Meredith,
She's at lunch at the moment. I'm sorry. Thanks. Bye. Okay, anyway. So I'm like, I'm always with my phone. But also I was like, phone, hello? Like I'm checking the spam folder just to like make sure, even though all the other emails have come through QueryTracker and have been fine. So I was like, maybe today, like definitely I'll hear something by tomorrow because there's like, that's the deadline is Friday. She just messaged me and was like, I'm so sorry. Can we bump the deadline again? Ma'am. But this time she said, she did say she would need the weekend to finish reading, which means she is actually reading it. So that's fantastic. She must be interested then. You wouldn't ask to bump it twice if you weren't interested. So I'm just like, the idea of having to go to the original offering agent and ask to bump the deadline again. I don't want to do that. But I also don't want to miss out on potentially a second offer, a second option. Oh my gosh, I'm gonna lose my mind. I was so, like, this week started and I was like, okay, this is it. This is the week. By Friday, I'm gonna know what's happening. I'm gonna know what the choice is. Like, it's gonna be done. It's gonna be a done deal. Now, if I bump it to next freaking Tuesday, I'm gonna have the whole weekend to wait again. It's fine. I'm actually gonna have a meltdown. Oh, I didn't tell you also, yesterday I got up. I swear this is all stress related. I am like 100% certain about this. I got up yesterday. I was back here, 5 o'clock, 5:30. I'm working on stuff. And I was feeling like there was a pain in a weird spot. And I was like, this feels, I'm not sure what's happening here. Long story short, it was a muscle spasm like I used to get like 2 years ago. It started weird. It started in a place that I've never had it start there before. And it just did its thing where it spreads and it's miserable. I had to lay down for like an hour and a half. I was late clocking into work because I can't move while these spasms are going on. It's like horrifically painful. And so this 100% stress. Do you see this skin? It's a mess. Maybe you can't. I'm not going to get too close. I'm free. Anyway, I guess I'm bumping this deadline again. I almost emailed my boss to be like, I might have to clock in late again. Thinking like I'll have another call, maybe. I don't even know. Like that's the other thing is like, she could read the book and then be like, no. She could send me a form rejection. I don't think she'll send me a form rejection, but I'm losing my mind. I'm actually legitimately losing my mind over here. And then I also just feel bad for the first agent that I talked to. Like, she was so nice. And I know, like, she's wanted, like, everything I've heard from agents is, like, if they're talking to you on a call and they make you an offer of representation, like, they're excited to work with you. Duh. So, like, they're excited to hear your choice, too. So I hate to, like, keep her waiting. All right. It's fine. It's fine. I'm going to go do something. I don't know. I've been playing so much Stardew Valley. I have not done hardly any work on my current project because I'm having such a hard time concentrating because all of this is just driving me up the wall. Oh my gosh. All right. I'm going to go. You're going to think I'm lying. And I'm not. If you want, I can send you the receipts, okay? It's Saturday. It's 2:30 in the afternoon. I got an email. Okay, I need to preface this because I didn't even bother telling you about this because I figured nothing was going to happen. Okay, before I got the offer from the first agent, there had been another agent that had requested a full. When I got the offer and I messaged everybody, this agent was obviously included in that. Didn't hear anything back from her, and she closed to queries the same day I sent her that, hey, I got an offer message. I've been waiting, like, hoping to hear from her. She seemed like a cool agent. And I thought it was weird. I was like, you asked for the full before any other offer was on the table. Like, it was a cold query. It wasn't anything to do with the mentorship program. It wasn't anything like that. And I thought it was a little weird she hadn't responded. I thought maybe she went on vacation, whatever. When the agent, a few days ago, the second agent asked to bump the deadline, I thought, let me email this other agent too and just be like, hey, the deadline was moved, so if you're getting back in the office, like, you have like literally 2 days to look at this, I guess, but whatever. She just emailed me. This third agent just emailed me and wants to chat. The subject line of the email is agent representation with agency. Half of my brain is like, this book is not that good to have garnered this amount of interest. It's not that good. And then the other half of my brain is like, shut up. You somehow managed to bamboozle them into thinking it was a decent book. Just go with it. What is happening? I can't believe this. I guess I'm gonna have another call with this lady. I feel like all three of these agents are so incredibly different. And just to clarify, that second agent that asked for the deadline, I haven't heard anything yet from her. I mean, it's just Saturday. I wasn't expecting to hear anything yet. She wanted to finish reading over the weekend. I'm kind of assuming she's gonna offer just because you've asked for 2 extensions. You should be pretty interested, right? Anyway, I'm just flabbergasted at this situation. Okay, but anyway, that's happening. So I guess I'll email this lady back and set up another call, and chat. And I guess I'll let you know how it goes once that's done. Oh my gosh. This has been a wild ride, and it's not even over yet. I'm so ready for it to be over. I'm so ready for Wednesday the 25th. It'll be done. We're not extending deadlines anymore. If anyone else is offering, they're going to have offered, and I'm going to have made a choice by Wednesday because that's the deadline. All right, I'm going to go. Also, just to clarify, I'm not complaining at all. Having multiple offers is insane and like super exciting and like the best case scenario essentially, because then you get to choose, right? You have a lot of choice here. So I'm not complaining. It is just stressful though. It's been a stressful couple of weeks. So the stress aspect of this is almost done. Don't talk to me about, but then you have to go on submission, blah, blah, blah. Da, 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 da. The stress is almost done, okay? Hello, I'm actively editing the vlog you're watching. It's Monday, June 23rd. In 48 hours, I'm gonna know how this all ends. Thank God. I woke up this morning to an email from the agent who had requested the extra extensions on the deadline, and she is offering me representation. I'm just like, what? That doesn't seem real. She sent it like really late last night and I didn't see it until this morning. So I was like bleary-eyed, like looking at my phone like, ugh. Yeah. So she was like, let me know when you're available for a call. So I sent her back an email like really early this morning. I haven't heard back yet. It's like 10:40 at the moment. And I was basically like, I'm available whenever you want. So I'm really excited to talk to her at some point, maybe this afternoon or tomorrow. I don't know. I still haven't heard anything back from that third agent who was like on vacation or whatever. So we're waiting to hear back from her, I guess. I don't know. I mean, she's kind of running out of time, but I don't know what else to say. That's the update. I'll have the second call, I guess, at some point in the next 24 hours and then ish. And then I'm so grateful for all of this, but I'm also just like so ready to be done. Let me just have the decision, please. But yeah, I'll check in with you later when I have more to share. All right, it's Tuesday. I watched that last clip back just like a second ago, and I don't even remember filming that. I was like, oh, look at her saying things. Anyway, I have the call with the second agent scheduled in 40 minutes at 1 o'clock in the afternoon, and so I'm very excited / anxious beyond belief. The third agent, vacation agent, has replied back. This has been a weird interaction. I finally emailed her again like mid-afternoon on Saturday because I was like, right? Is that what I did? Mid-afternoon on, no, I don't remember. I emailed her back at some point and I was like, hey, just checking in, making sure you got the below email. Was that Monday? I don't even remember now. She replied back and she was like, hey, sorry, I can't meet. She was like, I'm gonna try to move some meetings around so that I can call and whatever. Long story short, she was like, the only time, you guys, I'm not even making this up, I promise. She was like, the only time I have available is Wednesday morning. Wednesday is decision day for the original offering agent. So I was kind of like, that's so late. Like, that's so late. And her emails have been kind of weird. Like, she said nothing about the book. Whereas the other two agents at least had something at some point where they were like, I read the book, I really loved it. Here's a few little pieces that I particularly enjoyed, whatever. Like, to show they were enthusiastic about it. And she hasn't said anything. All of her emails have been very short and very just like focused on coordinating a time. So I don't know, maybe that's just her email vibe. I don't know. My two writer friends who are getting copious amounts of voice messages from me were like, yes, do it. So, okay, fine. So I have another call scheduled with her tomorrow morning. Part of me wants to just like cancel it because I'm like, I'm getting impatient and just like frazzled, and I shouldn't do that. Like, give yourself the opportunity if it's there. But yeah, so I'll do that tomorrow morning. At the moment, I have clocked out of work. I need to turn off my monitor. Yeah, I need to get ready because I'm not going to show up like this. And then I'll have this call. I'm very excited. This agent has been like super proactive. The email that she sent on Monday, yesterday, she was like, here's the copy of like the agency agreement, just so you have it like ahead of time. She was like, here's the references if you want to contact them. I emailed them. They've already emailed back. So like I've got all that kind of stuff already done. And yeah, I'm excited. I'm excited to talk to this person and see what she says and what the vibe is, you know? The references were 5 stars across the board, so that's great. 24 hours to go, okay? It's 12:30 almost. 24 hours to go and we're gonna be done. Let me go put myself together so I look halfway decent and slightly more professional than this. We've just got this hair clip. I'm fantastic. Yeah, and then we'll do this call. Okay, a few minutes to go. We're back in the same outfit because this whole experience has made me realize the incredible lack of clothing options I have that look remotely halfway decent. So we'll have to fix that later. For now, I'm gonna put my phone on Do Not Disturb. I'm gonna bring up the voice memo thing. That was really good last time. It just helped me like not care about like, I'm missing something, I don't know. The dogs are satisfied with fancy treats. Well, Nahan isn't. He's sitting a little bit in the living room looking sad, like I've abandoned him, but he'll be okay. Jade is very much enjoying the treat. Anyway, 5 minutes to go. Let's do it. Oh, wow. Okay. That was a great call. That was a really great call. Still short, honestly. It was only 30 minutes. And I think here's the thing. Because I feel like I've heard so many stories about people like talking about how their calls were like an hour and a half, 2 hours. Like, I'm like, what are you talking about for so long? We ran through like all these things and I feel like she gave really, detailed, complete answers. It wasn't like anything was glossed over. But I think one of the things that maybe makes some calls a little lengthier than that, I mean, maybe some people are just chatty. That is not me most of the time, especially with someone I don't know. I think if an agent brings more to the call in terms of like, hey, here's the amount of revision I think is necessary, and you're going into a lot of details on like the revision stuff that agent would want to do with you, that would definitely lengthen the call. She said that she thinks the book is basically ready for submission, a few little tweaks here and there. But otherwise she was like, I don't see moving any kind of major plot things around. She was like, I think the characters are all solid. Like she was very excited to get it out on sub pretty fast. Really? I'm just like, are you sure? I just like the imposter. I can't tell you the imposter syndrome. Everyone's telling me, like the first agent too was like, I don't think we need to do a lot. She like the first agent was just like, there was one scene in particular. She was like, this one I kind of think needs a little more of this. Fine, we can do that. And then she was like, line edits. That was basically it. So I feel like I've had now 2 professionals read my book and tell me it's, a few little tweaks, a few little extra zhuzhes, and it's done. And I just like don't believe them. I don't know. I'm like, there's no way you wrote a book that's that good. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying these people have said it's pretty decent. So anyway, she was very excited about the project. She answered some of the questions that I had very specific for her. One of the things that she said that really honestly meant a lot to me. She said the thing that really hooked her in was the voice. She said, your writing voice is really good and very, very intriguing and exciting to read. So I feel like of all of the writing things that there are, you know, making a plot that is cohesive and makes sense, character arcs, you know, all of the prose level stuff. Oh, there's a lot of resources out there for how to write, you know, satisfying plot resolutions, how to write good character arcs. Like there's a ton of resources out there for all of that kind of stuff. But when you get down to how to have a writing voice, it's so hard to even like describe what that means. And there's just not a lot of resources out there for how do you develop that other than just keep writing and it'll like magically appear one day, you know? And so to have someone say that your writing voice is there, it's really clear, it's good, I loved it. I'm so glad because I also very much enjoy my writing voice. I feel like it was there the whole time, even way back in 2016 when I first started writing young adult fantasy. That voice was there. It just took me forever to figure out I needed to write historical romance in order for it to come out and be evident on the page. This is crazy. This is so exciting. I really liked her a lot. I think that was it. I think she's it. I guess I will check in with you tomorrow and we're gonna make some choices. Finally. Let's get this over with. You guys are ready to go home. The movie's almost over. All right. My two little helpers. Look at how cute they are. Oh, he looks so sad. Hi, Mr. Man. Are you tired already? What are you doing? Just being a good girl? What do you think? Are you going to be a good girl? Do you want to be a good girl? Here we are. Dawn of the final day. Finally. It is 8:15 in the morning on June 25th. It is decision day. But before I can make the official decision, I have one more agent to talk to. This agent requested a literal phone call, not a Zoom, you know, video call of some sort. So I'll be on the phone with her. So you might be wondering, why are we then dressed up as though we're going to have a video chat? I just like to be prepared because half of my brain is like, what if she didn't mean a phone call? What if she meant a FaceTime call? She didn't, but just in case. I also think too, like, if you put on like professional clothes and you like get yourself ready, it just sort of puts you in a more serious mindset, or just, you know, your clothing affects, I think, sometimes your attitude and your mood and all that kind of stuff. So anyway, I just went ahead and did the whole thing and dressed up. I mean, you know, but like, it's not a ratty t-shirt. I've got about 40 minutes left to wait. I'm going to have this phone call, and then after that, we're going to choose an agent to represent me. I'll be back when my 40 minutes of waiting is over. Okay, 4 minutes to go. I'm going to film myself on the call, partly for the B-roll aesthetic, which you have not seen much of in this vlog. Sorry / you're welcome, I'm not sure. But I also think that if I'm filming myself, then I'll be forced to stay seated and not pace and be like, you know, like wheezing during the second half of the call. I'm going to put away my keyboard. I'm going to move my planner, sort of. I'm definitely going to be fiddling with that pen at some point. This is hopefully the last time I will ever have to do this. One more call. One more call. Okay. Hello? Okay, again, it's 9:20. That was the shortest call of all of them. She was very pleasant. She also, when I asked about like, what do you see for revisions, and you know, before we go on submission, and she was like, Not a lot. I am shocked. But she said that the only thing she mentioned, she said that there were a few scenes where she felt like the transition between like the scenes or the chapters was a little, we could, polish that up a little bit. So, that was interesting. That's now I'm like, ooh, now I want to go back and look like, wait, where? Because I haven't heard that from anyone else. So that's interesting though. I'll definitely look at that. But other than that, she was like, it's really pretty solid. I don't see any major issues with the plot. She didn't mention anything in terms of like line copy edits, anything like that. So yeah, she mentioned a program. I need to look this up because it sounds like AI. She was like, we run it through this program and it'll tell us like comps and it'll tell us like other stuff. And I was like, I mean, that sounds like AI. And if that's the type of software they're using at this agency, it's a hard pass for me. So let me Google this because I've never heard of this software before. It's called Ink Bloom. So let me do some Googling and research on that real quick, and then I'll come back and share my findings. Okay, it definitely sounds like generative AI slop. Maybe I'm wrong. I don't know. I've asked some questions. There's like a terms and conditions page that's like, anything you get out of AI isn't reliable, and disclaimer, disclaimer, disclaimer. That's super disappointing. I'm glad she mentioned it because that makes the decision a lot easier. I'm not signing on for that. Anyway, let me take a little breather, drink some water, and then I guess I need to make a decision. So I'll be back shortly. Okay, I'm back in comfortable, super ratty clothing. This isn't ratty, it's fine. It's just old and boring. Anyway, I've made the decision. I think you probably already know what the decision is, but I definitely think it is agent number 2 that I talked to yesterday. She was really great. Just the back and forth conversation was really good. Her ideas for who to share submit the manuscript to, editors at publishing houses, all that kind of stuff. She had a really interesting way that she was like, ooh, I'm going to pitch it like this. Yeah, I really enjoyed that conversation, and I do have confidence that she will hopefully be able to sell it. I mean, I don't like saying, oh, she'll definitely be able to sell it, because I feel like that's setting yourself up for disappointment, regardless of what genre you're writing in, because there's definitely plenty of writers who sign on with agents and they have really solid projects, and for whatever reason, they just don't sell. So anyway, though, I definitely think she has a good vision for the story. And yeah, there was just a lot on that call that was very confidence boosting. And she and the agency seem like really top tier. So I'm going to email her and say, hello, yes, please. And then I have the horrific task of having to tell the other 2 agents, no thank you, which I feel so bad for the first agent. I don't want to write that email. That's going to be awful. Definitely this is telling me I should never be an agent, because I know agents obviously have to not only reject queries on a frequent basis, but they also have to reject a lot of full manuscripts, which is awful. I was gonna say, I have heard the advice. Now, I think this is almost bordering on like paranoia, but I also think maybe it's just like best practice. So what I've heard people say to do, if you have multiple offers, once you've made your decision, email the agent that you're going with, that you're accepting the offer from. Email them first. And if possible, if your timing works out, wait to hear back from them for like a confirmation, like, yay, I'm so glad you're accepting, like something. Just to like make sure the offer is still good. Now, I don't know, again, I haven't ever seen a story where someone was like, I emailed them and they like said the offer was no longer on the table. I haven't seen anything like that, but I guess if there's any kind of crazy snafu with that one agent, you'll still have the other agent or agents who offered available. You don't want to send the rejections first and then send the acceptance, and then for some reason it's not accepted, and then what, you're going to go crawling back to the other, I don't know. So anyway, again, I think that's a really far-fetched kind of situation, but it does I mean, it does make like logical sense, I guess. So I need to write an email saying, hello, please work with me. And then I guess I'll have an agent? What? 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 Oh, what a weird thing. I feel like I haven't really processed everything yet. I feel like I'm just going through the motions because I think I said this at some point in some vlog somewhere. I've been paying attention to publishing and querying and agents and the whole industry for a long time now. Years. And I've listened to, all of the podcasts with agents and editors. I've watched all kinds of videos on YouTube about the industry. Like, I've paid attention for a long time. And so a lot of these steps, like, I feel very familiar with it because I've heard so many people talk about first you do this and then you do this and then you do this and then if this happens you do this and if that happens you do that. Like, I've just heard all of it, I feel like. Not all of it probably, but like I've heard a good amount of it. And so I feel like I'm just following the steps right now. Like, oh, okay, I'm going to do this and then they said do this and then next is it. Like, it seems almost a little impersonal just because I'm just following the steps. I don't know. And these people are thinking I'm like a professional or something. I don't know what I'm doing. I mean, I kind of know what I'm doing, but also like, what is happening? Yeah, I'm definitely still like trying to process. You're going to sign a contract with an agent who is then going to try to sell your book to a publisher so that it can be published and then people can read it. Here we are, June 25th. Let's accept an offer of representation from a literary agent. This is the most uncomfortable email I've ever tried to write in my entire life. I don't like it. I feel like I need to send her flowers or like cookies or something. She was so nice. She was really lovely. I think she would have been a good agent. Like, I don't feel like there were red flags or anything weird. But that second agent, I just think she had a better, we already talked about it, a better like handle on how to go through the submission process. I like feel gross. I know I shouldn't. Like on the one hand, it's like, this is business. But on the other hand, like, it's not just business. These are real people who have an interest in my work, which I'm very appreciative of. I don't want to send this, but I have to because it's like the middle of the afternoon and I know she's probably waiting. If she's anything like me, she's like, when is she going to email? I did email the agent I'm accepting the offer from, and she emailed back about 20 minutes ago and was like, yay, I'm so excited. She's at her like day job right now. She's like, she said she'll send me more stuff. I assume like my version of the contract and all that kind of stuff when she gets home later today. So anyway, that's all in progress, but I've gotten like confirmation that, things are above board there or whatever. So I'm going to go ahead and send this difficult email to the first agent and then a not very difficult email to the agent I talked to this morning. I've been asking some questions and I've heard from quite a few people that the agency is maybe a little sketchy. I had absolutely no clue. So if you're querying and you would like to know who to avoid, please feel free to email me, DM me over on Instagram. I'm happy to share info on a little more private message system or whatever. But yeah, it didn't look too hot. So anyway, glad that happened though, because I mean, if she hadn't mentioned that one thing, I wouldn't have known. But I still think I would have gone with this second agent. But even so, anyway, let me know if you want the info. All right, let me finish doing this, and then what? Then then we're back to waiting, back to waiting for an official, I guess, contract and stuff to come through and all that kind of stuff. So I'll let you know when I get all that. Do you think it's time for this video to be officially closed? Maybe, almost. I need to tell you who I ended up signing with. So my literary agent What a crazy thing to say. My literary agent is Alex Land, who was up until very recently Alex Brown. She's with Madwoman Literary Agency, and I'm really excited to be working with her. It's June 25th, the day I'm filming these little intro and outro clips. And of course, the clips you just saw at the end of the vlog. And I still am just sort of like, I'm still like processing, honestly. Like, I don't think it's completely hit me yet that this is real. There's more updates to come, more things to share. I'm really excited to get to share all of it with you. And I have to do a huge thank you to everybody watching this video, anyone who's ever watched any of my videos, really. I mean, this has been so much fun sharing the ups and downs of the query trenches with you. And now we have escaped those trenches and we're gonna go jump into submission trenches in a minute. We can just celebrate for now. We can just have a good time for the next couple weeks. Sound good? So I think that's about it. Thank you once again for watching. Thank you for giving it a like, for subscribing, all of the things. I really appreciate you guys, and I will see you in the next one. I hope you have a great rest of your day. Bye.